Hey y'all, this your girl Jennifer Virtues, and I just wanted y'all to come on my channel, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm new to the YouTube world, but I'm just coming on here today to talk about my life and how I was working as a CNA and now I am disabled, and I pretty much get my income through Social Security disability and how I make that stretch throughout the whole month. Me and my husband are currently both on SSDI, which is again Social Security disability income. And yeah, we've been struggling to make things make things work, but we have been making it work. We live in our apartment on Section 8, and yeah, pretty much I use the Section 8 to leverage being able to afford groceries and everything else, which I do get food stamps. They lowered our food stamps now that we're both on SSDI. My husband was on it before me, and then I started getting SSDI. So now he basically gets the larger amount because we're married, and then I get a lower amount, which is about 500 to 600, which I'm supposed to get over 1,000, but he gets the larger $1,400 amount every month, and then I get the 500. So basically, we was getting about 400 to 500 in food stamps, but they lowered it down now that I get SSDI. So now they give us about $170 a month on Social Security, or for food stamps. Yeah, for food stamps. Sorry. So basically now that we get that, you know what I'm saying? We were still struggling to make ends meet. We were still struggling to keep food on the table every month. So with that, before, at the time, I used food pantries and stuff like that. So utilizing food pantries allowed me to be able to stretch to the end of the month. But now I recently got into the QMB program, which helps offset your through food stamps. You can sign up for the QMB program, which I suggest a lot of people do because they help pay your premiums every month for your SSDI. So now that my premiums are being paid, I was able to go over to United Healthcare and have them now sign me up so that my health part is covered for all my because I'm diabetic. I'm type 2 diabetic, and I have venous stasis in my left leg, and I have a lot of health issues going on now with me, like walking and getting around and doing basic things are now harder than they were before. And so now, like I said, I use United Healthcare, and they give us about, I want to say, like $240 maybe, between my husband gets a card and I get a card, and so both of us get about probably like 480, together a month on. And you can buy groceries with that, healthy groceries, and you can buy like over the counter drugs if you have like a cost that is associated with that. Yeah, so my husband's Nathan, I'm Jennifer, and we pretty much are trying to, like I said, to just make things work and make things happen. We pretty much, as hobbies, go around and make music in our studio, and we kind of like feature with people and stuff like that as a career on the side. It's not really a career, it's more of a hobby, but it takes a lot of money to be, for rapping, because you have to pay for all of your subscriptions and things like that of nature, and then you have to purchase the beats, you have to purchase the rights to the beat. Yeah, so it's pretty expensive to do that. But before, like I said, before I even got into getting Social Security, which I was just awarded this year in July, before that I was basically working as a CNA for a while, and then I ended up just not working at all for a while, probably like a year and a half, before I was actually granted SSDI. So it's been rough and everything, like I said, to like try to maneuver, like, because at first we was paying like, I don't know, probably like, I want to say 975 plus utilities, so it's probably around 1600 every month, for all of our bills at our last apartment. So now that we got Section 8, because I applied for that, and me and my husband ended up getting approved, um, now we live in a different apartment now, which is probably the same amount, 1600, but now that our Section 8 kicked in, they pretty much pay about $700 of that. So we pretty much have like, I don't know, like 800 or so, between me and him that has to be paid, because our electric and all that, our electric is the only bill other than that we pay, but everything else is tied into the Section 8 stuff. So that's a good thing, you know what I mean? So we're able to, that's, to me, is like it feels good to have that extra, like, help, I guess you could say, to have the Section 8. But other than that, like, I just basically have to make the dollar stretch. So after paying all my bills and everything else, I pretty much only have like $200 or $100, I guess you could say, left over to last me the rest of the month, the rest of the 30 days, which can be very challenging because you have to really watch where you're spending money at. And then on top of it, God forbid, like, anything happen, as far as like an emergency or something to where you have to spend more than what you thought you did. I mean, yeah, it's okay to like try to save and do all that, but then again, too, you have to kind of be careful with that too, because Social Security only allows you to save, I want to say, like 3,000 between a married account. But at the same time, if you have like 3,000 in the bank, and then you have assets on top of it, or you have different kind of like stocks and bonds or like trust funds or anything like that, they will also count that too. So you have to kind of be careful with that, you know what I mean? So you don't go over, because going over will definitely result in them either taking your payment away for the months that they feel like you went over, or you'll end up in an overpayment and you'll end up having to pay whatever back until you resolve not having that huge amount in your account or in your assets or wherever you went over at. So me personally, I don't have any trust funds or anything like that. My husband does, though. He does have different kind of accounts, because like some of his family members had passed and left him money, and then some of his like his mom and some of his aunts and stuff made him an account to have a trust fund in. But I think what had happened is it was in their name at one point, but then it ended up turning over to his name. So then I had to take what I had in my account, basically the overage, and I had to take that out of my account so that it wouldn't result in us being over. So like, say like they gave him an extra 1,000, or something like that, and I had 2,000 already in my account. Well, that's 3,000 right there, plus whatever we get every month. So if we had 3,000 in an account and then the next month we got paid, that would result in us going over. So one of us would have to take 1,000 out of our account, or we would have to just take whatever it is that your payment is. So like I said, mine's 500, so I would have to take 500 out of my account to make it, the exact 3,000. So it just works like that, and you kind of, like I said, you just kind of watch what you have in your account, and watch also what your partner has in his account, and make sure that everything stays smoothly. Because I mean, if you lose your payment for the month and all you have in your account is 3,000, you're gonna end up going to that as far as, you're trying to save it or whatever, you're going to end up using that, and then that's not what you want to do. So I had to learn that stuff the hard way, basically. I guess you could say I had to learn on my own how to leverage all those things, because I was new to the game. I really didn't know how any of this really worked, and I didn't have anybody that had already went through it to tell me how it worked. And my husband doesn't really know a lot about it, even though he's been on SSDI for a long time. He still doesn't understand, you know what I mean, fully how everything goes himself either, because the whole entire time that he had SSDI, he mainly had he had like a payee or somebody doing everything for him pretty much. And me personally, they don't have me with a payee. They kind of have me just doing my own bills and doing my own stuff. So I pretty much just have to. I mean, I probably could if I went up there. I probably could go up there and, like, I don't know. I could probably tell them that I would like his payee released, and then I would be his payee, just because I'm his wife and, like, I already pay all the bills anyway and everything else. But he was working with all the stuff that he does. But anyway, being married and being on SSDI has been a help to me, because, like I said, I can't really work anymore. As you can see, like, I'm overweight. I have mental health problems, and being overweight with mental health problems, plus having type 2 diabetes, plus, having venous stasis and lymphedema on my legs, it's a challenge. It's a really huge challenge to try to get get around, plus make sure I have all my stuff paid, make sure that everything's working smoothly at my household. So like I said, if you're getting SSDI or SSI and you're just new to this, at first they pretty much had me paying like $174 for part A, and then I think it was like 100 for part B, $100. So all in all, it was almost $300 for paying my part A and part B healthcare. For my healthcare, they had me paying, into the system for that. So what I did was, which I never knew about, but the guy on the phone at Social Security, bless his heart, told me, like, you only get this much that's taking all your money. So what I think you should do is you should go, first of all, go and try to see if you can get approved for getting SSDI plus also getting SSI. And I'm like, how can you do that? Like, is that even possible? And he said, yeah, it is. There's people that get both, so maybe if you call up there, and talk to them about it, and then get the application and try to apply, maybe you can get that. So I said, okay, cool. So I tried that. And of course, I was denied. They said, no, you're getting already the max payment. And it's all comes down to the fact that you and your husband are married. And when you worked, this was the max that we could give you, as a couple. So I said, okay, I agree, So then the next step, he was like, well, maybe you should, because do you get food stamps? And I said, yeah, it's not a lot, but yeah, I said, we still get food stamps. He's like, okay, cool. So what I'm going to have you do he's like, is call them, next, and talk to whoever's there and just tell them, like, you just got approved for SSDI and you're trying to get your healthcare, premiums offset so that they can end up helping you pay for that. So I was like, okay, so how does that work? And he was like, well, just ask them for the QMB program. And I, for the life of me, can't remember what QMB stands for, but I don't know, I don't remember what he said, but he did say that. And then, so I called him, I asked, can I be signed up for the QMB program? And of course, I called the consortium for where I live, which is in Green Bay right now. So I called them, and they pretty much said, yeah, like, you are approved, you can get signed up for that. And then they'll tell you, like, once you get approved over the phone they'll tell you how much they can help you with, and then also how far they can go back, to help, as far as they can go back to help you. So for me, when I signed up maybe in like, I don't know, I think it was in like August. And then they ended up going all the way back to when I first got SSDI, which I think was in June. I think it was my first payment was supposed to be in June or something. But they ended up going back like 2 or 3 months, I guess. Yeah, like 3 months worth from June to August. So then they ended up having to because they paid for the 2 months that I had already paid in with my money. Social Security ended up giving me a check. They cut me another check to reimburse me for that money that I already had put in. So that's a definite something that y'all should look into if you're in the same position that I'm in, because not only can you get help getting your payments paid through food stamps, Social Security also will go back on the days that are the months that food stamps goes back to giving you your money refunded back to you, which I think is a good thing because I didn't have much money at the time of doing that anyway. So having that extra like 400, well, it was 300, I think. Yeah, so it was 300 times two, so that's 600. So having that 600 extra kind of helped me, you know what I'm saying, as far as like, because at the time of me getting all that, I was in the middle of moving, so that helped me get like my down payment for my new place, and making sure that I had enough gas in our car and all that stuff, getting gas and making sure everything was paid, our insurance was paid, and then making sure that the car insurance was paid and everything else. So, and then, yeah, because at the start of everything, like I said, it was rough for us because I was nervous because I knew we had to move, and then I knew I was going to be getting, because they give you the back pay or whatever when you first start Social Security. So, but it takes a while for it to come, you know what I mean? So I ended up having to wait like 4 or 5 months even after I had already started getting paid to even get my back pay, which by then I had already owed, so much money for, all the stuff that I was doing. Plus I was in debt from having loans and stuff like that. So I ended up paying all my loans off. I paid all my debt up, so I'm debt free right now, which feels amazing, especially being 34, at this time. So it feels good to not really owe anything, as far as debt. So I don't owe nothing. I got everything paid off. I got all my bills paid. I had a great Christmas this year, better than a lot of years that I was not really able to afford anything. I got my house together. I bought a lot of stuff that we needed, for our home, our new place. And yeah, I mean, we pretty much been living, like I said, paycheck to paycheck now, but all in all, it's still good. It's not like we're starving or like we don't have, anything to look forward to, basically. All is not lost over here. And I honestly believe that I was down a lot, the last year before when I wasn't working, and it was hard for me trying to apply for disability, and I didn't know like where I was gonna, how I was gonna do anything. I still had, help and assistance from the government, which I do thank God, you know what I'm saying, that there was still hope for me, hope for somebody like me. So I just want to touch base on that, like I said, and make sure that y'all know there is programs out there to help you, even if you're single with no children. You can just have to look, in your state, in your area, to see if there's anywhere or any place that can help you. I mean, I know even down to like the churches, there's a lot of outreach groups, there's a lot of, get paid today programs, there's everything. There's a lot of stuff out there that you can look into, and there is something that you can utilize to kind of help you when you're in a tough situation. So I just wanted to get on here to let y'all know that please look into that QMB program. It'll help y'all a lot. My name is Jennifer Stringfellow. I'm new to the YouTube scene, and I just want y'all to give me a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know y'all in here, y'all see me, and I will be back with more videos about how like everything runs. Thank you.